Hi there, Libra. How you doing? I hope everything is going good in your world. And if it's not, then hopefully this reading can help you out, give you a little bit of guidance, show you a little way through, if you find yourself kind of lost in the fray. This reading is for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and anybody with strong Libra placements in your chart. This could be where your Venus placement is. Um, maybe you have Libra ruling a specific house that you have some transits in right now, which could be very, very important to you. So basically, it's for everybody. Cross watchers are welcome as well. I trust that if the title has brought you in, then there's definitely going to be something here for you. So let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to look at the energies that Libra will be dealing with for the first week of February, or rather, the energies that Libra is dealing with, since we're already in that first week of February. We were also going to look into how the Libra Collective or Cross Watcher is showing up in those energies. And we are going to look at how the universe or spirit or divine intelligence is wanting you to show up in those energies. And then lastly, we are going to look at why, like, what is the purpose that you have to experience these energies at this time? What is the lesson to be learned? So just give it a couple more shuffles here without dumping everything in the floor, which sometimes happens. All right, thank you. Looking at the energies for Libra. Libra Collective and Cross Watchers. Starting off right away with closing a cycle. We have the World at the bottom of the deck. So we're closing something out, but it's important to remember that, there is a lot of astrological aspects going on with Saturn, Neptune, and, we had the Fire Horse starting. We closed a year 9 with 2025. We're starting in a year 1. Like, there's so many things going on. So a lot of us are closing cycles right now. And it's important to remember that every time we close a cycle, we're opening something too. So every time something ends, there's also a new beginning. So we never want to be, looking at a closing of a cycle negatively. So the energy you're dealing with this week is the Ten of Cups. The way you're showing up in that energy is the Queen of Pentacles. Beautiful. The way the universe wants you to show up is the Devil. Okay, we're going to definitely have to look at that. So the lesson is the Four of Wands. So I'm using the Dungeon and Dragons deck. I use multiple decks all the time because I like to make sure that I'm giving ample opportunity for um, repeated cards to come out, when something is like really wanting to stand out. But this one here specifically is the Dungeon and Dragons deck. It's really, really cool. You can see here we're starting out with the energies that you're dealing with. They call it the Ten of Wisdom, but it's actually the Ten of Cups. Not sure if you can read that. See that? But it's a really, really beautiful deck. Love this deck. So, this could be something that you are dealing with. Like, this includes multiple people. This is not like a 9, which would be more individual. This can be including your family, your friends, could be a community that maybe you work with or you are involved in. But right off the bat, the energies that you're dealing with are definitely more than one person, and they're having that flavor, and they're also showing up as kind of like this is very external. This is something very outside of yourself. Like, we're not dealing with internal cycles here with whatever is closing out. So there's something here that is either closing out or needs to close out, or something new that we're starting that has to do with a group of people. Like I said, family, friends, community. Let's go ahead and get into it. So, Spirit, show me this Ten of Wisdom, Ten of Cups for Libra. Show me this Ten of Cups for the Libra Collective. Show me. Please show me for the lovely Libras and lovely Libra cross watchers. Let's do one more shuffle. Thank you. So this Ten of Cups, the bottom of the deck, of our clarifying deck, we have the Nine of Pentacles, which is kind of indicating what I'm picking up from that is, yeah, you're dealing with this community, but you're wanting to kind of set yourself apart, maybe rise above, um, show some kind of independence, like you're not wanting to just go along with the crowd, just follow the crowd. Here with this energy this week, you're really wanting to cultivate your own independence in a physical sense, in like a 3D type structure within this community or this community that includes other people. So the Ten of Cups is going to be clarified by the moon. Got a little fear here, something hidden. The Hermit, it's Virgo energy and Cancer energy with that moon. And the King of Coins, we have Taurus energy there. Um, yeah, so there's some secrets, there's some things hidden. There could be some fears here. Um, there's definitely a pull to go within. And could be a person that you're dealing with, in particular with this King of Pentacles, who wants to be very practical, very grounded. Also with the Hermit too, but these things are coming out of the moon. So there's a great mystery there. There's several things like possibly being hidden from you within this community, things that you're not quite seeing clearly. And it's causing you to have to take this internal journey, which is almost like the hermit, the journey that he takes is through isolation and solitude. It's very much so like a dark night of the soul type of energy. And that's either you like emerging as this King of Pentacles, but I'm really actually picking up that that's another person. You could actually be witnessing somebody else going through a dark night of the soul as well with that Moon Hermit. This could definitely be another energy, maybe of somebody who shows up very masculine type. Doesn't have to be a masculine, but I am picking up like a masculine energy with that. Like I said too, like the King of Pentacles is mainly Taurus energy, but it could be any earth sign or any type of earth any energy or somebody who's displaying that very earth grounded, practical, stable. The King of Pentacles likes to claim things also, like he wants ownership over his manifestations. And and then too, like I'm just now connecting also, like the way you're showing up in this energy is the Queen of Pentacles. And likewise, she is the foundation, I really love this card because like she's showing up as like she's feeding her family here, you know. She's got several people sitting around the table and she's feeding them, she's nurturing them. It's very grounded, very stable, again, very stable 3D type reality here. Also with the King and the Queen of Pentacles, we have we have, I'm not sure I would say like a divine coupling here, but definitely some commonalities, some people who are on the same page, at least two of them like maybe wanting to nurture and bring some stability to some kind of group, family, community. Here, let's go ahead and clarify the Queen of Pentacles for Libra, please. Please show me the Queen of Pentacles, please. Yeah, she's also like really big on the Queen of Pentacles is also really big on, and the King too, but more so the Queen of Pentacles is very big on like comforts like home, taking care of herself, self-care, taking baths, making sure she gets enough rest because she has a lot of things on her plate. She has a lot of responsibility. She just naturally is like that. She thrives in those types of settings, but it's also, she knows that it's very important for her to take care of herself first. Because if she can't take care of herself, if she's not being nurtured and comforted and taking good care of her body, she cannot be present for anybody else. She won't be able to complete and stay in this role of the nurturer of the family, of taking care of the home. She won't be able to if she's, sick or in some way, compromised mentally, physically, spiritually. So she knows that these things are important and she kind of prioritizes herself. Whereas the king, he is more like prioritizing the outer, like financial stability, the home is in like buying the home and things like that. Whereas the queen, she's going to be the one that makes the home a home. She's also Capricorn energy, which is what we have right next to it there with the double, which we will get to, I promise. And it could also be like just, I'm picking up, financial stability is important right now. Making some kind of group dynamic work and making it pay off in some type of way. But we also have somebody who's kind of separating from that energy. Please show me this Queen of Pentacles. I don't want to say anything else. Let's see how you are showing up in this energy as the Queen of Pentacles. Thank you, Spirit. So on the bottom of the deck, these cards are kind of dark. I have a hard time. So we have the Seven of Cups at the bottom of the deck, which speaks to having a lot of choices. 'Cause sometimes it's spoiled for choice. Sometimes it's, like having so many choices that we can't decide. We can't choose because we don't know which one to choose. And being Libra, that's very Libran, isn't it? Because a lot of time, we want to be fair, right? You want to be balanced. You have to balance your scales. So it's hard to make a decision when you have so many decisions and they all seem correct, but there's actually only one that is correct. And it almost creates like this type of like mental paralysis, this lack of decision, which in itself is a decision as well. So sometimes it's better to just make a decision than to not make any decision. But let's go ahead and see what else this Queen of Pentacles wants to say to us. We have the Six of Wands, the High Priestess, and Seven of Swords. Okay, so I picking up here that you are seeing something with that Seven of Swords, um, which is, known as the cheater card, the strategist, somebody who is maybe not being super honest with themselves, with others. But the Six of Wands to the High Priestess, like you are seeing something, you are recognizing something that may be involved with this other person, maybe involved with this group, this community, something that's just not quite right. I'm not seeing this energy as being you. I mean, it could be something that you're seeing inside of yourself that needs to be adjusted, needs to be yeah, just adjusted. That's not quite right. It could be like a little sense of self-sabotage is where maybe you are working too much for others and you're not taking care of yourself is what I'm picking up. And I think that is you're starting to see that. You're starting to recognize that yourself with that Six of Wands. So Six of Wands is receiving recognition, but sitting there next to the High Priestess, that's your own inner knowing. That's your own, your secret self, and I feel like this is really something that you are becoming enlightened about like you're seeing the way that you are maybe sabotaging yourself by doing too much for others, which is in turn also sabotaging them because if you don't let other people do for themselves, they don't learn how to do for themselves. We can't do everything for everybody else. And it kind of sabotages them in the long run because one day, like, what if you're not there and now they don't know how to take care of anything because you've always done everything for them? So that's really the energy I'm picking up there. The universe is wanting you to show up as the devil, which is really, that's a tough energy to be in that space. It could be talking about Saturn coming out of Pisces and into Aries. You know, Saturn is kind of playing that cleanup crew game. He will be moving from um, Pisces into Aries on February 13th. So right now he's remaining in Pisces, the sign of illusions and spirituality and things like that, kind of cleaning out, separating the wheat from the chaff. Neptune, the ruler of Pisces, has already moved into Aries. They've kind of been doing this dance, throughout all of 2025. It's been really, really tough. We've been already shedding and losing like things, left and right, center. With 2025 was the year of the snake, it's shedding its skin now, going into the fire horse. Lots of things are actually coming up with this devil energy. Um, this is probably my least favorite devil, honestly, that I've ever seen. Um, as you can see, he's not super friendly looking. He's quite creepy. I mean, he's one of my least favorites. He always kind of like gives me like this one. This could be like somebody to the universe could be wanting to call your attention to somebody who is in this group dynamic who is toxic. Not good for you, not good for the group. But let's go ahead and clarify this devil, please, Spirit. Show me why is the devil showing up in this position for Libra, please? Show me this devil. It's also Capricorn energy, um, which is going right along with this very earth-based reading that we're picking up, that, I'm picking up here for you with the Queen and King of Pentacles, the Hermit, that's all earth energy. You also have the High Priestess, which is Piscean energy. I read her as Piscean. Some people read her as Virgo, so that's another earth energy. So overall, this reading is really centering like very practical, grounded type energies, very 3D material uh, type type things that we are dealing with here this week. Please show me the devil. Almost like too, like with the way that the devil, like the way he's holding out that cup, it's like he's trying to give you something. There's blood in that cup. So I would definitely be wary of this energy. If this is a person in your life who is perhaps, dealing with addictions, or maybe they have a habit of like coaxing you into like not such good situations, like maybe they trigger your some negative behaviors within yourself, like through peer pressure, things like that could be. All right, let's see the devil. Thank you, Spirit. So, right on the bottom of the deck, with our clarifying this devil energy, we have the Page of Wands. Now, the Page of Wands, he wants to blaze a new trail. That's my favorite definition of the Page of Wands. Like he's ready to go out and on an adventure. He wants to experience something new, something different, something never seen or discovered, at least not by him. Okay, now clarifying the devil, we have the devil. It's definitely could be something. Mm, okay, so I mean Libra or Libra crosswatcher, like this is showing up like something that is definitely toxic in your life, either a behavior that you are displaying or somebody else in your life is displaying, like with we have the devil twice here. We have the Six of Swords and we have the Nine of Cups. This could be somebody with a drinking problem as well, because that's my drinking problem card right here. This Nine of Cups is usually not a, it's not a negative energy, but it can speak to indulgence. And when I see this particular Nine of Cups, this is from the unicorn, the last unicorn tarot. And this is when the skull speaks, when the clock strikes the right time. So what ends up happening is the magician, he turns the water into wine, right, to get the skull to speak and tell him how to move through the clock to find the Red Bull. If you've ever seen the movie, it's a great movie. It's one of my most favorite movies from childhood. And I'll watch it as an adult, and I see so many things that I missed when I was a kid, and I still absolutely love it. It's a remarkable, wonderful movie, one of my very favorites of all time. But yeah, so like the skull is like laughing at him at first, and he's like, he's not a magician, he can't do this. But then he does like his abracadabra stuff on on the bottle of water, and he turns it into wine, and he's like, oh, this isn't very good, and he's gonna just throw it away, and the skull's like, no, wait a minute, let me try it. And like it's so funny because, and I'm kind of getting off topic, like, but I really love this movie. But like he's literally like drinking it and it's like going right through his jaw, but at the end of him drinking it all down, he's like, "Oh, you're a better magician than I thought. That was really wine." And his cheeks start glowing. And anyways, they find their way through to the Red Bull. I don't want to spoil everything for you if you haven't seen the movie, but it's a wonderful movie. But that is my card. When that shows up, I see somebody with an addiction problem. So this is either you, um, Libra or Libra crosswatcher, or this is somebody that you're dealing with. Maybe you're trying to help them, and they're part of this community. This is a very important, person that, I mean, I'm not seeing the Emperor or the Empress, but they are a part of this family dynamic with the Ten of Cups, King and Queen of Pentacles. This could be a husband, this could be a wife who has an addiction that really needs to, this is spirit, showing up saying, look, you have to deal with this because we have the devil twice with the Six of Swords and the Nine of Cups. So Spirit is saying it's time to cut this out of your life, whatever it is. It's really time to cut it out. And with that Six of Swords and move on from this. It's time to really address this because once you do, we come into this Four of Wands energy, which the Dungeon and Dragons deck calls it the Four of Strength, but that's the Four of Wands. But as you can see, it's like this, it's a unity. It's a strong foundation. It's multiple people linking arms. And if you even look closely, you can see like all the different skin colors as well. So this is my unity card. And right there in the center, that is the Viking rune for protection. Okay, so that's the lesson that you're learning from this. If you take this guidance, you will be stepping into this very strong partnership. A lot of times the Four of Wands also speaks to a strong relationship, but I'm not really seeing, I don't have any, well, besides the Nine of Cups, I don't really have any cup cards. That's the only one. So I'm not really going to say that there's a lot of love going on here, but there's definitely like we have the Ten of Cups too, but there's definitely something going on with the community dynamic. This could be a job. I'm not really picking up that it's a job or workplace. I feel like this is more internal, more private, like in the home issue that you're dealing with, and again, like it could be a problem that you personally have that you need to get a hold of this. because it's toxic and it's not doing you any favors. It's not helping you to move forward in life. So the lesson of the Four of Wands, please show me that, please, Spirit. If Libra moves through this energy, takes the guidance. Also, too, like I'm seeing too, like with that Queen of Pentacles, it's definitely like like under that what I said previously, under the Queen, when we clarified the Queen of Pentacles with the Six of Wands, the High Priestess, and the Seven of Swords, like this isn't good for you. There's something there in that family home, in that family dynamic that isn't good for you. And it may be your own behavior that's something that you need to change. Or this could definitely be another person as well. I mean, the energies are general. There's a wide variety of collective that could be dealing with this type of situation. So, it's going to show up differently for for different people because everybody is different. We're all individuals. So of course, one reading isn't gonna, I'm not saying, oh yeah, you're showing up in double energy, you gotta, but it could be for some of you. And then for some of you, it's definitely a person that you're dealing with that is disrupting your home life, your internal emotional realm, if you will. Let's see this. And if you can get a hold of this, if you can maybe if it's another person, it's going to be harder because they have to want to change. You may need to leave them behind. But if it's yourself, you can always change yourself, you know? There's tons of help out there, for issues like this. Um, but if you can get a hold of this, it looks like there's a very strong bonding of a family, of a unit, unity of a family unit that is to be had from this. And, even just going through this type of situation together and getting through it together can make you so strong, can really strengthen the bond within this family dynamic. Let's see this. Four of Wands, please. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Daughter of Wands, which is also the Page of Wands, so now we have the Page of Wands twice. And that's really, to blaze a new trail. That what I'm picking up with that is that try something new. Like maybe you've been trying to alleviate this issue by the same means, like every single time, and it's just not working. So what I'm picking up with the Page of Wands energy is time to blaze a new trail. It's time to tackle this problem, this issue, this toxicity a new way. Something you've never tried before. And that's going to be what's going to actually work for you is if you try something you've never tried before and stick with it. Stick with it. So clarifying, yeah, and I mean that just the Hangman just came out over the Four of Wands, so that's just kind of confirming what I just said. We have the King of Pentacles again, so this could definitely be like a father figure. Either you're a father figure or this is your father. Could definitely be your husband. And the High Priestess again. Um, so yeah, so the Hangman is going to be, the it goes right along with the Page of Wands showing up here twice. The Hangman is saying, look at it from a different perspective. And then, this could definitely pick it up a masculine earth type energy, like the father of the house, um, the provider, the one who issues the authority of the house, things like that. And the High Priestess, it's possible that this has been kept a secret for a while too with that High Priestess. Like this is just something that's somebody is like dealing with within a group, but not like sharing it with the group. So maybe that too, like if you've been trying to fight this on your own, then it's time to open up and ask for help. It's time to let, get your family, your friends, the people that love you, It's time to get them involved and ask them to help to support you with this, whatever you're dealing with. And you can definitely, if this is another person, you can be there for that person, but at the same time, they gotta do the work on their own. You can't do it for them, and you can't let them drag you down in the process, of their change. So I'm not really seeing, I mean, with the Page of Wands, it could be a walking away. Um, I'm not seeing that Six of Swords as being a walking away or moving on. I'm seeing that as being like you need to cut this out of your experience. But for now, we're just going to get you some advice here, and then we will close out this reading for Libra, please. What is the advice for Libra? Please show me some advice for Libra. Thank you, Spirit. Beautiful, lovely Libras. So again, here we have, well, not the Ten of Cups, but we have the Ten of Pentacles. This is the Mermaid Tarot. You can see we have another family scene. Is that showing up good? Another family type dynamic showing up here. But this one actually includes it, like, ancestors and extended family. Like, it's a lot in there. It's like your financial stability. It's inheritance. It's what we would leave, like the legacy we would leave for our children. It's very, very beautiful energy. So like that's saying like this is very, very deep. It's also speaking that this could have came from past lives. Maybe you've been dealing with this or this dynamic for many, many lives, and it's time to clear that out this lifetime. It's also speaking to maybe ask for support or help from your ancestors. There's several different ancestor rituals and things like that that you can Google and check out um, on that. Just little practices, but mostly like go inside your heart. Like that, some of them aren't going to be that great. The biggest thing is like if you want to work with your ancestors, just light a candle for them and, just have sincerity and honesty in your heart and ask for their guidance and, expertise or whatever. I just ask for their guidance and support to kind of support you in this process that you're going through. But not so much like, you're just like, you're not asking for that, a specific person, just, the ancestors in general, your spirit guides, are a good one as well. One thing that we don't want to do is like if somebody has passed on, we don't want to be calling to them, to come back to be with us because they can't. They've left the body. And what it actually does is it kind of creates like a torturous type experience for the soul. The soul is meant to move on, but we can't ask for like the essence of our ancestors, the memories of our ancestors, the powers that they possessed when they were here in the living. We can ask for um, those aspects to come and help us in right now in the present, right? I don't want to go too deeply into that, but it is important that you really check with your own heart. And if it doesn't feel right, if you're like, if you've Googled something on YouTube or whatever, internet, and there's a ritual there, for doing the ancestors, if it doesn't make you feel better, then don't do it. Or if something doesn't feel right, don't do it. Really listen, run it through the filter of your heart before you actually do that practice. Because for the third time now, we had the devil again, as in your advice. And then we have the emperor here, um, and the Knight of Pentacles. So what this is saying to me also, so you can ask for support of your family, your friends, your spirit guides, your ancestors. You have all of that, all of the above is like around you at all times. They're always available to you. You can also, ask for support from God, Spirit, the Holy Spirit of your life. But here we have, this is beautiful. This is beautiful advice. We have the devil, like you showing that, um, Yes, this is some kind of toxicity, whether it's coming from you, whether it's coming from somebody. The toxicity is here. It's shown up 3 times. Okay. But it's saying you are the authority. Here we have the emperor. You have authority over this. If you notice here in this devil card, like the cage is unlocked. All they have to do is take that lock off and open the door and get out. They're trapped by their own vices, is what that's saying. So, um, yeah. So, and then the emperor here, he has the authority over his life. He says what stays, what goes. He says how everything goes down. Also, like how everything's gonna turn out. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is also Virgo energy. It is a knight who is moving forward, but he's like the slowest knight in the deck because he actually has a plan. He is the one that's probably actually going to succeed, even though he's slow. It's like the tortoise and the hare, right? The tortoise wins because he doesn't burn himself out like what a Knight of Wands might do or a Knight of Swords. Um, so it's saying, like develop a plan. Be very methodical about this. Like get, cross all your T's, dot all your I's, and discover, something that you haven't done before. Maybe you haven't opened up to your family about this, or, maybe there's some people that you can talk to. You can definitely talk to your spirit guides and what's in the spirit. Um, but it's also saying, like, don't just depend on that. You are the authority. Like, you can develop a plan, a strategy to really tackle this devil energy, whatever it is, however it's showing up for you. You can do this, but you need to have a plan. You need to really sit down and, um, map out something that you can stick to, something that is sustainable, something that you can commit to. But overall, it's a great reading, very fascinating. Thank you for letting me read for you today. And that's going to be, I'm going to go ahead and close this out. And until I read for you again, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, rest of your week. Good luck with all of this. And until next time, I will see you then. Bye.